that you have seen the vision for the Trinity, I'd like to introduce you to the first public official who got this vision and took steps to its realization. My friend, the Honorable former Mayor of Dallas, Ron Kirk.
Thank you, Mayor. You're not the only one that choked on that honorable part. But thank you for all you've done. Thank each of you for being here with us on what is a glorious and momentous day in the life of our cities. I love cities. More than anything, I love big cities, but I love big cities that work well because they move people efficiently. They're great places to live, but more than anything else, great cities are defined by their great gathering places. And what we're about to do today is to commence building that gathering place for Dallas. It's no coincidence that almost all of these gathering places are around water. And this is what this Trinity River project, this vision of a renewed Trinity River Corridor for Dallas is about for us. It's a place to gather. And instead of dividing Dallas, it will be a place that brings us together north and south and east and west for the first time in our city's history. I'm especially proud of you, my fellow citizens of Dallas, for having the courage to embrace the vision of this project as you did in 1998 when we voted to move forward with a $246 million bond commitment to this project. Since many of them, well, thank you. Since then, I know a lot of you have wondered, what the heck have y'all been doing with our money? Well, the good news, we haven't spent the money, but we've been working, doing all of those technical things that you have to do. When you have so many different partners in a project that is this complex, that involves flood control and environmental restoration and transportation and parks and green space. And we've been doing all of that so that when we got to this day, that the dirt would really start flowing. And we've had lots of partners throughout this effort, one of whom is the Trinity Commons, which was founded in the year 2000. And the express purpose of this organization is to have a group outside of City Hall that will always advocate for the completion of this project. They also have the ability to go to places like Washington and lobby and do some things that the city can't do, and we thank them for their help in bringing us this far. We also know that at the core of this is still a flood protection project. All you have to do is think about the pictures in New Orleans after Katrina and understand our commitment that this never happened to Dallas, Texas. And while we celebrate the majesty of what we're about to do today with the bridges, understand at the core, this is about making sure every family in Dallas is free from flooding in the future. But we didn't want to just spend that energy to protect the city from flooding. When you have the opportunity to spend $246 million, you ought to do it as grand and as big as you can. So thus we began to dream about lakes and improved transportation and harnessing the forest and the water. And we began to dream about bridges. And we thought that we could do something for Dallas that wouldn't be duplicated in every suburban community. No one comes downtown anymore to go to the bank or shop as we all did when I was a little boy, and from the looks of this audience, many of you were just a little bit younger or older than me. But back then, we all came downtown because the only banks were downtown, all the malls were downtown. Well, now you have the choice of going from the Gap at Willow Bend to the Gap at the Galleria to the Gap at North Park to the Gap at Mockingbird Station to the Gap at the West Village and soon the Gap downtown. That's not a vision. Investing in something as majestic as these bridges, which make a statement about our dreams, our character, and our culture, will not only make a statement about what we see of ourselves, will be something that draws not only those of us in Dallas, but people from all over the Metroplex downtown. But it's easy for mayors and council members to have that vision. It's very difficult to make that happen without help. And one of the things that's defined Dallas has always been having an incredibly giving business and philanthropic community. And today we salute the philanthropy of one of those families when we're going to name the Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge in a ceremony today at 4:30. Today we have a number of members of the Hill family. I would ask that you join me in thanking them and applauding them for their love and commitment to our city. They are as humble as they are giving. But I have to tell you, as excited as I am about today, I think about all of the anxiety we had once we started on this back in 1999. We had an idea, but we didn't have enough money to even get started. And I would love to tell you that the state of Texas embraced this and thought, what a fabulous idea. They were scared to death. They didn't want anything to do with your loudmouth mayor and these fancy bridges, because they thought if we do it for Dallas, we're going to have to do it for everybody else. So they gave us a pretty big challenge. They said, we'll give you standard issue text dot bridge. And if you wanted to turn it into your fancy Calatrava dream, you better go raise the money for it. And as always in Dallas, whenever we most need help, when we need someone to step up to the task and see over the horizon, there's always been one family that's answered the call, and that's our other Margaret. I'm going to ask Mary Cook, she doesn't know, Mary, if you would join me for 1 minute in helping me to recognize and thank Margaret McDermott, who was the first person to step forward and fund our efforts to make this Calatrava Bridge design a reality. We also want to join in thanking Southwestern Bell Corporation, Ross Perot Jr., Mark Cuban, Tom Hicks, and Dee Dee Rose, and my friend Mary McDermott Cook. I ask you to join me with your applause in thanking all of these original families.